Alright, just continuing with the web service, we're going to actually talk a little bit more and then we're going to see how it works. We're returning that data set. And that's going to be XML. So we have everything in place. Like I said, put your cache duration and your descriptions. No problems. Get that out of the way. This is going to be the code behind file. You can't look at the regular file there. Code behind file. Then you have the assembly information if you need to work with that. Your global ASA as well, and the web config is going to help you out. And after you're all done, you can build the solution. We're just looking at this as the debug version, of course, but you can do a release version when you're done. That's going to create a DLL. We're all done there. You could actually debug right away, and that's going to bring up a browser. We'll just do it again. We did the build, and now we want to do the debugging. So then we open this up. This is the entry point for our service. It would normally be allocated out there on the web or wherever you're going to have it, where you have access to people who are going to want to use it. This is how you would access it. This is going to be via a post, of course, and you can send that via normal post and pass the parameters there that you're going to pass to this particular function. We're just saying hello at the moment, so we'll do that one. This is going to allow us, this is the built-in way that it's going to allow us within our DLL to actually implement this, because we're passing OP equals say hello. So this is going to give us the functionality of what we're doing here. It gives us the SOAP information, the request and the response for SOAP, as well as for post. When you post it, what's actually going to get placed there, and then you have the placeholders that are going to be shown that are going to be needed to be replaced there as well. So you have all the information you need to get started with this. And this is going to be what you're going to set up via your HTML, or you can actually do this via just the web with a web page or something like that. So we invoke this. There are no parameters. And this is what's returned. The namespace for our XML. This is just a string and it returns hello. And that's the value. So you're just going to have to parse through and get that value. And that's what you're getting returned. And it's very easy with .NET to get that as well. So this is duplicated. We can just close that window. And now we want to go back to what we want to work with the other one. We can do that. We can click there, and now we can see the add. Here we just add a number, and then we press invoke. And then you can see it's going to add those together. And that's going to be what we return, the value. So it's very nice, very handy to work with this. And we could just take a peek at what it's doing there to get an idea of what it's doing. Very simple. It's just creating a form. As you can see, it's calling a post, and it's using this syntax here as the action. /add. That's how it's calling the add method that we have there. So within the form, all we have is actually an input here, and we give the name of our parameters there, A and B. We're just passing in the first one and the second one. And the first one's going to be for the first particular parameter, and the second one's going to be for the second parameter, as you can see. And you just need to pass in a first parameter and a second parameter, and then it's going to take care of it for you. And then you just submit the form. It's just a regular HTML form that's using a post. Just remember that /add or that / method name, and that's going to be how you're going to call that method and invoke that method. And you can see more information from down here as well. It gives you information about everything that's going on with what's going to be called and returned. And then we have the subtract. A from B. You see the parameters listed. And it's a post, and then you can see what it's actually going to pass right here. It's telling you right exactly /subtract as a post, though, so you don't see those parameters up there. And that's going to return 31. So this is the format for what you need to have your clients use as a post with two variables there, or whatever the amount of parameters are going to be. And then we have the data set. We'll do that one. California, invoke, and then you see our big XML list. First you get the information about what's returned here, the elements, the sequence, the different columns, and then you see the values, the data. And you can nest this and do what you want with it. It's coming back, and you can just parse through that to get that information. It can do wonderful things for you. So that's, for the most part, how you're going to work. The other one's just going to return a value. we're going to talk more about what we're doing here. We're actually creating a bin directory, and that's our DLL. If we go into our folder that contains the web service, as you can see here, this is the bin directory, and this is the DLL. Don't worry about this. This is just a debugging database. No big deal. This is the DLL that you're going to upload to your server in the bin directory, and just like that, that's how it's going to work. You're also going to upload your other information here and the actual file that you're going to be working with. And then you're all set. You can also put the web config as well. You don't need the CS files to upload those. And that's going to set up your service, and you're ready to go.